cloud is more complex than first appears. As of right now, Microsoft Azure is the cloud service with the quickest growth. Now there are several benefits to choosing a job in Microsoft Azure, but we'll focus on a few of more important ones. Certifications are important while pursuing your career in cloud computing. There's your certification increases your employment freedom in this regard. Role-based certification is available for Microsoft Azure, including those for cloud developers, administrators, AI engineers, security engineers, DevOps engineers, solutions architect, and data engineers. Azure provides you with the freedom to connect from a wide range of different role-based certifications. Any Rejoice notification can assist you in locating employment possibilities across a range of industry including IT, banking, finance, healthcare, government, insurance, construction. You can be required to manage, create and implement Azure cloud services in these industries. Welcome to this video. In this video I will talk about Azure career opportunities, but first let's look at agenda of this video. First we will understand why make a career in Azure. Afterwards we will take a look at skill set. After that we will understand all the different career opportunities, and lastly the benefits of opting for a career in Azure. But before this begin, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and the bell icon for regular updates from us. Why make a career in Azure? Now let's get started with the first agenda, which is why make a career in Azure. Cloud technologies are intended to turn amateurs into experts. You might be curious to know which technology is best for you in your job if you are interested in stepping into the demanding and exciting realm of cloud computing technology. Several cloud computing technologies are active at the moment, and making a career is one of them. Microsoft Azure, one of the fastest growing cloud services, can prove to be a sensible choice for you. Skill sets required to make a career in Azure. Let's take a look at the skills required to make a cutter in Azure. We want to work as an Azure developer. You should have certain set of abilities and expertise. Now there are 3 core abilities that should serve at a decent starting point or a solid foundation. The first thing is keep in mind is that since you are working with a Microsoft product, you should be familiar with tools like PowerShell and Microsoft 365 because they interface with Azure. Second, if you want to create any apps for Azure, you will need programming knowledge, particularly language like JavaScript, SQL Server, and HTML5. Finally, understanding cloud computing is crucial. It will be helpful if you have similarity with AWS or Google Cloud but have never used Azure before. You should be aware of how our cloud environments, networks, servers, databases, and networking all functions. Once you have mastered all these 3 fundamental abilities, you should go on to more specialized knowledge that is very useful when building applications for the cloud, especially when utilizing Azure. First one is constructing with a focus on price. Given that many of the better, more affordable cloud plans starts based on consumption, a wise developer keeps an eye on how many sources they are consuming. Scaling up data and applications to accommodate usage, processing demand, storage, and other variables. Both your data and applications must be adaptable and expandable. Scripting the environments for environments to be exposed as code, they must be programmed. This makes it simple to rebuild the environment in the event of a disaster or if an immediate infrastructure change is required. Preparing for the unexpected, yes, or referring to attempting to foresee the unforeseen. That may seem contradictory, but it makes more sense this way. Even though you can't predict the unpredictable, you can foresee the most likely issues and have prepared remedies that can be used regardless of the strangeness that arises down the road. Lastly, picking the appropriate services. Are you aware that Azure offers more than 90 key services for protecting, operating, and storing app data? In light of the abundance of options, which one is best for you and your business? It's important to develop the ability to think like a sophisticated consumer and recognize what's best for the company. Different career opportunities. Let's move on to the different career opportunities. Firstly, we have Azure Security Engineer. It takes a full-time job to stay on top of changes and make sure an organization's Azure platform is secure in an era where cyber threats are continuously changing. To ensure that apps, containers, infrastructure, and networks are secure, an Azure Security Engineer is responsible for implementing and configuring the security controls and rules, managing access to data, and monitoring threats. Security engineer will also be expected to establish and promote best practices as well as train users to reduce risks, because human error is the #1 threat to an organization's security. Has anyone even remotely knowledgeable with server security would know. Next up, we have Azure AI Engineer. Azure AI Engineer will be among the most in-demand tech specialists in the upcoming years, since they are equipped with the abilities and knowledge to assist firms in utilizing cutting-edge technology in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning. AI engineers will be at the vanguard of implementing these innovations as more firms move to automate their operations and rely more heavily on machine learning processes, building, training, integrating, and deploying smart models across diverse digital platforms. AI engineers have several opportunities to specialize given the vast range of AI solutions that are accessible on Azure. In general, they will be required to be able to develop and implement Azure AI solutions including speech, computer vision, natural language processing, that is NLP, bots, and agents. Next, we will talk about Azure Solution Architect. Azure Solution Architect are in charge of detecting the setup and deployment of cloud environments in the context of the cloud. They often comprises gathering requirements, choosing an appropriate infrastructure, designing applications, and once the solution has been deployed, configuring and securing it. Future Azure Solution Architects should be well versed in Azure's computer network, storage, and security capabilities. Solution Architects will frequently need to serve as the new cloud platforms to your leader as well. They will promote best practices, develop adoption strategies to help users get the most of the cloud, and pitch the cloud and its advantage to users. Number 4 on the list, we have Azure Consultant. An organization speaks with an Azure consultant when they are prepared to make the first move towards the cloud-first approach to their operations. These experts, who frequently referred to as pre-sales consultants, speaks with organizations to learn what they hope to achieve from their move to the cloud, comprehend their needs, and map out the best feasible solutions. Once they have worked out what their client needs, a consultant will go away and convert those demands into a realistic strategy, advising on the best products and services to reach the goals and establishing the migration plans to assist them execute the major transfer. After this, we will talk about Azure DevOps Engineer. They are in charge of integrating people, processes, and technology in order to continuously develop and enhance top-notch solutions that satisfy customer expectation and corporate goals. This entails working across disciplines such as virtual machine, environments, storage, and network architecture, as well as architecting, developing, creating, and deploying scalable Microsoft Azure solutions. A DevOps engineer must have significant knowledge of not only PowerShell.net and C# coding and development, but also system deployment and broader operations. They must comprehend DevOps strategy, how to perform continuous integration and delivery, how to set up application, infrastructure, and dependency management, and how to recreate roadmaps for both present and future cloud deployments. Up next, we will talk about Azure Data Scientist. It plays a crucial role in the ever-expanding and highly sought artists table of database occupations. They are responsible for creating data models that address certain business problems. Businesses are looking more and more to data analysis methods like big data and visualization to provide them a clearer picture of their operations and help them make better decisions. Up next, we have Azure Administrator. Across a wide range of technology, the administrative position is crucial. Admin keep a close eye on the systems, installing, configuring, and monitoring routine operations to make sure everything is working as it should, to guarantee that the Azure platform is in top shape all the times. Azure Administrator need to have a firm grasp on subjects like SQL databases, backup and disaster recovery, virtualization, and high availability strategies. They will be required to conduct audits, keep an eye on the efficiency of Azure apps and services, and work proactively to improve functionality. Lastly on list, we have Azure Developers. On the Azure platform, developers create and roll out applications and services. It goes without saying, prior development expertise and familiarity with other Microsoft products such as PowerShell, Office 365, and Dynamics 365, all of which interface with Azure, are advantages. If you want to work as an Azure developer, designing, developing, implementing, and managing solutions ranging from technical infrastructure to apps will be your responsibilities as an Azure developer. Benefits of opting a career in Azure. Let's move on to our last agenda, that is benefits of opting a career in Azure. Firstly, we have several businesses are using Azure as a cloud platform. The majority of these businesses use Microsoft-based products, and switching to Microsoft Azure appears to be a regular occurrence for them. IT professionals with Azure training have a ton of employment option across numerous businesses and corporations. Second, it provides an open source platform due to its simple integration with other Microsoft products. Azure also offers a platform on which a number of open source technologies can be used. The majority of cloud computing platforms that readily executed on Linux operating system. One can investigate and develop Linux-based solutions that make use of the features of the Azure platform while also receiving online training in Azure. Next up, it permits a larger ID infrastructure. Cloud and data center infrastructure are both offered by Microsoft Azure. Azure Setting assists in up the extended ID infrastructure that needs secured hybrid databases, leader residency, storage solutions, etc. because it has a capacity to interact effectively with current ID environment. All of these aspects assists in keeping an organization's flexibility and lowering cost. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Just a quick info guys, Let Me Study provides Microsoft Azure certification training, the course link of which is given in the description below.